we should start thinking what should be the intro. Hello guys, we are here in the another episode of Raw Talk with my boy Christopher the G. Hello my G. And today we just want to continue our talk because the last time the battery died sadly, so we couldn't end or get to the right point of the conversation which we wanted. So yeah, we shall continue our talk about personal branding, about making money online. I think we haven't really touched on the making money online part, only the personal branding. If I recognize or if I remember right, was it?
Yeah, so we were talking about how we started our entrepreneurial journey, and we both worked in the video editing industry. And right now we are transitioning into community building and, just playing the long term game, basically.
Yeah, that's our goal. And I think we should touch on the idea of money making in 2024 because we already talked about the video editing service, or video editing is a really good way to start if you have the time to learn, because video editing is a really on demand service right now, but only if you know how to edit, not the small or the little clients, but the high paying clients are always there. So if you want to make money, I think you should start with learning a high value skill and getting one or two clients, start that cash flow, and after that, build something which can make money not by your time, but by your value you are providing. I think this is the way right now in 2024. And of course, a good personal brand is needed, but without any cash flow, it's really hard to build a personal brand. So as we did, we started our video editing servicing agency and we started making money, had a good cash flow, and right now we are building something bigger, which can make a lot in ROI than just simply putting in an hour time into a video so we can get our money back. So, do you agree with this? What do you think?
Yes, I absolutely agree. And also, the reason why I started video editing was because I wanted cash flow. I already had the experience of editing videos. I just needed to productize this as a service because before that, I tried selling Facebook ads and it did not work out because I didn't have any kind of experience in that field. Everyone was talking about, oh, Facebook ads are so great because you can sell high ticket, but it wasn't for me. And many people fail. Many people think that they need to start a certain business model because X, Y, and Z gurus did that and now they are making 10, 20, 30K a month. No, you don't need to do that. You need to realize your already existing skill set and then just productize it by positioning yourself in the marketplace. Like, it is not that hard if you just sit down and think about it, because realistically, you already have all of the answers. You don't need a personal coach to tell you what to do. You just need to recognize your already existing skill set, refine it, and then find gaps in the market, which you can then fill with your services. And basically, that's what both of us did. That's why we started video editing and we got cash flow. Why do you need cash flow? Because cash flow sustains you. Cash flow makes you a better entrepreneur. And yeah, basically that's it.
There's the quote of without money, the goal perishes or something like that. I can't remember, but the cash flow is needed. Do not think about that you can start a high value business without cash flow. The cash flow is needed because you need to sustain yourself, you need to sustain your business, you need to get in leads, you need to get in people. And if you don't want to make only let's say, organic content, then paid ads is the way. Either way, you need cash flow to, let's say, buy products or services which can help you make a better product your uh, in your personal brand. Like if I would buy a service or a SaaS or something I would want to buy, I can build my product much easier, because if I want to make a community, I want to create a platform where I can create a community. I will go on School, I will go on Circle, I will go on any other community builder platform, and I will pay them. But if I don't have cash flow, I can't pay them.
That's right. And would you say that making money online changed you in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, my limiting belief went away. I always thought that I can only make money if I go and do something physically. Like, let's say, build a house, let's say, go into a 9 to 5. But knowing this, that I can make money online, it's not that I can't. I have the limiting belief of I can't. But when you have the first client, when you have the first money coming in, the first sale, anything, you will delete the limiting belief of you can do it. And that's the most important part. It's not about the money you make in the first time or the first sale or the first client. It's about the limiting belief going away. Because after your limiting belief went away, you can scale to the moon. And I think that's the most important thing, to realize that we are not making money online because we have the limiting beliefs. So if you want to start making money online, you have to do something, sell a service, sell a product, anything. And when you realize that it is possible, that's when you're going to make the real money.
Yeah. I would say money doesn't change you, but it magnifies your already existing skill set and mindset. Because there's a big mental shift that happens when you get your first paycheck. Like, I don't know if you remember the first time when your Stripe dashboard changed, but that was magnificent. Like, it is so strange to see that money come into your Stripe account, and it was just the byproduct of providing value to someone. In our case, it was first video editing, later on it is now digital product building or community building. Like, it is a mental shift that happens, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, I do agree on that. And everyone says that money changes people, money will make you evil, money will make you a bad person. Yeah, that's what people say to have an excuse to don't make money.
Yeah.
Like, I made money. I didn't make $10,000 or $100,000, not that, but I've made money that significantly changed my life. Like, I can live overnight now. I can be 80, 90-year-old entrepreneur. I can live alone. I can live with my GF. I can live whatever how I want in this country because of the money I made. And it's not that, oh, I'm evil by it, but people who say this have this excuse so they don't make money. And it's all coming back to the limiting beliefs. Like, they're all pulling you back. Like, you have heard the example of a rubber pulling you back. And there's only two ways of you getting out from that rubber. Either the rubber will, how do you say this? Elszakad.
Rip apart.
Yeah, it will rip apart, or it will pull you back down. And you have to think in the same way. Your friends, your family, anyone will say that it's not going to happen.
Yes.
And all they say is their experience. Why? Because they have this limited belief in their mindset. They don't have the abundant mindset. They can't imagine someone being better than them. And if you don't recognize that others will pull you back down similarly, you will not going to make it happen. Because if you are going to listen to all of them saying what they are saying, you are not going to make it happen, because you are the sum of the 5 people you're the sum of the 5 people you are with. And if people are telling you that it's not going to happen, your circle, your people, your friends, your family, it's not going to happen, it will not going to happen until you make the shift in your mind that I can do it, and I will not listen to these people. I can be friends. It's not a good option, but I will not listen to these persons. And this is something that you need to understand, that everything is possible. The only thing which makes it impossible is your limiting beliefs. If you delete that, you can achieve anything.
Yes. And also, that is just the way how they was raised. That is why the basically the reason why they are thinking like that is because that kind of information was the only one that they were able to get. Like nowadays, we have access to so much information, and it is your free will to choose what kind of information you put into your brain. And then, if you put the right kind of information into yourself, of course, what you spit out will be the reflection of that. And many people just don't want to choose this kind of lifestyle. Many people just want to be comfortable. Many people just want to wake up, go to the 9 to 5, go to the school, go to the university, do the stuff that people are telling them to do. And then a few years pass by, they wake up one day, one morning, and they are not fulfilled. And it is because they are not pursuing the truth. They are not pursuing something bigger than themselves. And this is something that both of us have at a young age, I would say, because nowadays you can see on Instagram 12, 13, 14-year-old guys running around with a camera. This is day 60 of being a billionaire at the age of 13. And yeah, it is a good thing to have that kind of drive, but I feel like they are just chasing the algorithm. They are chasing this red pill stuff. They don't really see the intricacies of this kind of lifestyle. Like, if you would ask these people, what are their goals 10 years out, what would they say?
Well, I think they would say that I would go to a university, learn this, learn that.
Be a billionaire, do this, do that, but they have no plans, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny to see these people. It is inspiring for some, but it's a bit too much.
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree on that. You pretty much said all which is needed, but people have to understand that you have the life that you chose. You chose your decisions. If you want to be a millionaire, you can be a millionaire. If you want to be a guy who just works in a 9 to 5, you will be that guy. But your decisions will make you the person you are. And Luke Berman said it the best, that everyone is self-made, but only the rich will admit it. And why the rich? Because the rich made something happen. Because they chose only the hard things. They chose being uncomfortable to grow. They chose to learn every day. They chose to work every day, either if they wanted or didn't want. They chose to be disciplined. They chose to learn. And that's the differentiator from these people. Like, I know I have friends, I have colleagues, I have relationships, I have cousins, and I see the difference between me and them. The difference is that I cannot be a lazy piece of shit. Like, I can't live like that. And other people, okay, my shift is over, I will go home, I watch some Netflix, watch some YouTube. Nah, bro, can't. I haven't watched any single Netflix or YouTube videos or something which doesn't make me better. I have this simple thing that I do 3 things. I work, I go to the gym, and if I want to chill, I will go be with my family or with my girlfriend. Like, I don't need cheap dopamine from gaming. I don't need cheap dopamine from YouTube videos. I don't need cheap dopamine from Netflix. If I want to chill, I will go and be with people who I want to be with. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times will I be with my family. So I know I work, but when my work is over, like, I think today this was it, and I will go and chill with my family, play some table games, anything. But not that, oh, I need to consume videos, I need this, I need to watch videos. No, bro, it doesn't work. If you want a different life, you need to have different habits. And it's simple as that.
Yes, and also there's a quote that I really like. Everyone dies, but not everyone lives.
Yeah.
And it is so true because you chose the way how you experience life. You chose every single action that you take. And many people don't realize that this is the essence of life. You don't need anything else, just to sit down and have a talk with yourself. Like most of the people have not um, reflected on their thoughts and ideas in years or ever.
Yeah.
Like, just sit down with a piece of paper and figure out the stuff. Why these things are not working out for you? Why am I feeling this way? And even though if you are not getting all of the answers, at least you asked the right questions. And that's what matters, because over time you will figure out a different approach to that certain problem, and then you can solve it. But people are just, oh, I am tired, I am depressed, I don't like this, I don't want to work, I don't want to do stuff. Like, no, sit down with yourself, have those uncomfortable conversations, because that is where growth is happening.
You said it really well. And I want to just reanalyze about these things, like the habits make you a different person. And this week and last week I was comfortable. I was sick and I was home, with my family. I was working, then I was a bit comfortable. And I just thought that, okay, shit needs to change. Shit needs to change. There's no other way. Shit needs to change. And for this, started a 3-day fast. Can I make it? We will see. I'm in day 2. Like, it's hard. It is pain. Yeah, who cares? If I want a different life, I need to do different things.
Yeah.
And this is my premise, literally, because, as I said, a lot of people, everyone dies, but not everyone lives. And this is really true, because a lot of people go into work, they hate what they are doing, they come home to feel good because the dopamine hits them with Netflix and YouTube and all this, but it's not going to make you a better person. It's not going to make you a person who lives a fulfilled life. And this is what entrepreneurship is about, I think, because people make businesses around problems they had before. And because you're building businesses around around the problem, you can help others, and helping others fulfills you. It's not that, okay, I've made money, I've helped someone solve a problem. And it's all about having this simple mindset of making money is easy if I help others. Because, I heard the podcast where Luke Bellman and the guy was talking, and he made it really simple, the guy. I don't know the name, sorry. He said that money is just a byproduct of the value that you provide. Think about this before we had money. If I would help Christopher to move to another house, he would owe me a help back.
Yeah.
And this help is what is the money. Think about this. I help Christopher to get to a certain point, and he owes me money for it. And it's not about the money, it's about the help I can give to him.
Yeah.
And this is a difference between thinking about money like, oh, money is this thing, like money doesn't exist, bro. Like money only has a value because they think it has a value.
Yeah. It is only, there's only the perception of money, the perception of value that you give to that dollar sign, but it is not real. It is not backed by anything. Like even before the gold standard, like what is gold? What is gold? It is just a mineral, nothing else. Like you perceive money as something valuable because you spend your time to acquire it, but money is just a tool of exchange. That's all. Like,
yeah, that's the truth.
It doesn't have,
and
other than that, any value.
So that's also how money was like the paper money was created. I don't know if you heard the story of the banks of just putting in the gold. I just put in, let's say, 1 kg of gold, and I wanted to buy something from you. I needed to go to the bank. I would pull it out, and I would give it to you.
Yeah.
And the bank did this thing that they gave a paper of you owe that gold, that piece of gold you owe it. And after the bank started to give paper like this, I could give the paper to Christopher, and now he owns the money, which is in the bank. And this is how money was created, the paper money. And after the gold standard was removed in 1973 or 1? 4.
I think.
Then, when it was removed, this money, this piece of money, didn't even have anything. Like, I would give it to Christopher, but Christopher couldn't give any money out from the bank, but it was nothing.
It wasn't backed by anything.
And yeah, as you said, gold only has a value as well, because we think it has a value. We could say that coal is the same.
Yeah, because coal is just another mineral, but we have more of it.
Yeah.
Gold is a more rare mineral, and that's why we perceive it as valuable.
Yeah, and you know that there is a company which owns almost all of the diamonds in the world.
Yes.
He owns 80% of the diamonds, and they will only sell an X amount of dollars every year. So the price of diamond is a lot, because you can only get this much amount of gold diamond from this much.
Yeah, they're intentionally limiting the supply.
Yeah, and that's why it has a perceived value of,
Yeah,
diamond
big
is
demand.
so
rare.
expensive. Yeah, so rare. Now one company has almost all, and they will only sell a percentage of it. Hey, my man.
Yeah, interesting world we live in.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. When we were in that position, we weren't making money online. It was so difficult. Like, how do you start? And after achieving a success, not the biggest success of our lives or of our career, but achieving a success like getting to start money, getting to start making money.
We leveled up,
and
basically.
The only thing which was needed is the dedication. I can't say anything else, because it's easy as that. Because we had the dedication of not being comfortable, not sitting at our place and watching Netflix series or watching anything which is stupid and dumb. We were starting to make different changes, different habits, and these habits led to the success we have. And it's not hard. It's not that hard that people imagine. Just the limiting belief you have.
Yes, of course. And you need to do the right things. It doesn't matter who you are. You always have a baseline. You always have some standards that how you live. That's your lifestyle. And based on the actions that you take, you can have a small dopamine spike because you do something that, I don't know, just brings you some joy, but it is counterproductive. And after that, you have a huge dip of regret because you regret making that decision. But you won't get back to that baseline. You will get lower and lower and lower. And that's why you, after a certain amount of time, got to a point where you have anxiety attacks, you are depressed, and you just want to change your life, but you don't know how because you fucked up your life so much. You have brought that baseline so low that you don't know how to escape it. But of course, there's the saying, if you are at rock bottom, the only way to go is up.
Yeah, agreed. And yesterday I heard from Luke Bammer also that people work or do something at their lowest point when they're in shame. And there are the frequencies you can be on. And at the top there is love, joy, and at the bottom is shame.
Yeah.
And if you are in shame, then you can't do the work correctly. Now don't think about, I'm shameful because, let's say, I have a pimple on my face. Shameful of your habits. I drink every day. I don't go to the gym every day. I watch porn every day. Anything. You are shameful of yourself, your habits. And that's when you're executing at your lowest point, at the point where you cannot make the right situation or work be productive because you're shameful of yourself. And it's not that, I need to work harder. I need to change my habits. After you change your habits, you get more joy, you get the discipline of changing your habits, and then you will work at a high frequency, and the work will be productive and much more easier.
Yes, you need to raise your frequencies. You need to have a good baseline. You need to work on your work ethic. It is so important to have a good work ethic, and you can only do that by having the right habits, doing the right things, because consistency compounds. And this whole thing that consistency compounds, you need to put in the reps. And in the beginning, you will face so many failures. But after a certain time, after certain tries, you will start winning, and it will exponentially explode. Your losses will go down, they will stagnate, because you have put in so many reps that now you are basically a professional in that domain. And this is how you can build habits. This is how you can build a business. This is how you can make money online. This is how you achieve anything. You are consistent with anything. And if you make a mistake, if you skip a day, that doesn't mean that you are at level 0 again. You need to think about it this way. You just took a step back. You don't want to basically ruin your whole day because you are shameful that you just skipped one day, because then you will lower your baseline again and your work ethic will be demolished. No, you need to think about it this way. I just took a step back. It is not the end of the world. Today, I'm going to better than yesterday. And also, if you were to ask yourself, your future self, 1 year out, like, what is your life be like? Would he be the same as right now in this very moment? Because that means that you didn't do a good job at becoming a better person. Like, if your future self looks the same as you are right now, or worse, then you need to figure your shit out.
Mhm. Yeah, bro, that quote really hits hard, because if you think about, there is this visualization, like I've read about Miracle Morning, and you have to visualize your future life so you
Yeah.
can get it better. How would I say? And if you visualize your future life and you're not that guy, change yourself, motherfucker, please. I visualize my life. The thing is different, that I have a running habit. I mean, I visualize my life. Let's say I'm a 10K per month, making every month consistently. I visualize that I have a running habit. And I visualize that I have a better looking face because I don't have that many pimples, or I'm better looking. Then what do I have to do? I have to run. I have to be sure that my face is looking clean. I have to remove the habits of biting my nails and all this stuff. And the thing is that I want to look better, I need to go to the gym. I have to be more knowledgeable. Yeah, I have to learn. And it's so easy. If you can imagine who you want to be, you can write down what you need to do. If you want to be a person who just makes, let's say, $1,000 a month, because for you, let's say you're in India and it's literally a life changer, you're in the 1% in the country, sit down and write down, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to learn a high value skill. I need to get a client. I need to be knowledgeable. Basically, that's it for the money part. Of course, for the benefits, go to the gym, run, do daily exercising so you can be a better man, a better physique, because people will not just decide if they want to work with you if about what kind of value you are providing, but about how do you look like, how can you speak, everything which is you. And this is something that people don't understand, that people do not want to just work with you or be your clients because you have the knowledge, but because what kind of person you are. If you are eating every day McDonald's and don't go to the gym never, and if that person wants to be like you are that guy, and you're looking for clients for video editing, if someone, let's say, has a SMMA business and they want a video editor, they will not work with you because they know that the people who are in their circle will pull them back down. And they will not want to work with you because you're pulling them down.
Exactly.
You have to be the guy who looks clean, who is healthy, who has not muscles but has a great physique. And that way, you will look so much better for every kind of guy every kind of client, anyone will have a better and bigger reputation about you. And this is not hard, but people don't understand it. Like, it's not that I want to work out or I don't want to work out. I have to be a good looking, I need to have a good physique, and I need to do the things which is needed. And that's it. It's not that this high or things that you can't understand. If you want to work with great people, you need to be a great people. Like there's the law of gravity that you attract people, like in the law of gravity, you attract people who you are like. And if you're a person who just goes to the McDonald's every day and don't do shit, then you will attract these kind of people. But you're a guy who works every day, who learns every day, reads 10 pages, let's say only 10 pages from a book every day, or I don't know, making a business, you will attract these kind of people because that's the input you have. And for the law of gravity, you will pull these people to you. And there is also the quote of birds with the same feather flock together. And it's that easy.
Yes, basically, you have to earn your seat at the table.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to earn your fucking seat at the table, and you can do that by networking with like-minded individuals. You can do that by helping other people by your experiences, because there will be always guys who are one step behind you, and you can just tell them your experience. Like, it is simple. You just need to join some communities. You need to find people on Instagram who have just a few hundred followers who are on your level. Even if you are starting from zero, you can still network yourself up to very, very high levels, but you need to put the work in. You need to be deliberately helping other people by sharing your experiences. You need to network with these individuals, because otherwise you cannot make it. Like, we are not lone wolves.
Yeah.
We are right now, in this very moment, sitting down together, having a talk, and basically telling other people our current experiences, what we have already experienced. And a few years will pass by, we will sit down, watch this video, and have a good laugh, like, damn,
Yeah.
we look so funny, but it was necessary. These videos were necessary to develop our skills, to develop our perception, to develop, like, everything, and it will compound.
Yeah, and it's, as you just said, we will look back and we will think that we were so dumb. And yeah, that will be the truth. Like, if you want to be a different person, you need to have different habits. And there was the LinkedIn creator, the CEO, founder of LinkedIn, who said that if you're not ashamed of your first launch of a product or anything, you were not starting at the right time. You just made it go away, or how can I say, like, you didn't do it the right time, not you delayed it. Because if you're not ashamed of it, then it was like, okay, I will do it when I'm perfect. But you will never be perfect.
Yeah.
Like, you can launch a product when it's perfect. The product will never be perfect. It is always something that can be changed on, it can be improved on. And this is the same stuff. Like, these videos right now are very good, but when we look back at, let's say, a month from now, we will think that that was shit.
Yeah.
And because we have this opinion, we know that we started at the right time, because if we would think that that is a perfect video, then we would wait too much for it.
Yeah, and we wasn't even complaining. We just sat down, set up the camera, and we started talking. Like, we have no script, we have no questions, we have no anything, because we wanna we wanna be true to ourselves. And later down the road, when we have developed better communication skills, we are more comfortable on the camera, we will also have some scripts, some pre-written questions to ourselves. We will also have some guests, and we are planning on shooting outside in the nature, and we just want to change things up a bit, because it's fun.
Yeah.
And it is developing us.
Yeah, it's so true. And what you said about guests is very, very important, because we have these opinions and we can talk about this for a full month. We can talk about our opinions, but we can get new opinions without a guest.
Yeah, we need insights.
And if we don't have any podcast up or any videos, we can't get any quest in. Because if I would, let's say, wrote to a person who makes XYZ in a month, this is my podcast, do you want to join, come on as a guest? Where's the podcast? Where's the videos? Where's the videos? Like,
We have no social proof.
there is,
Yeah.
it will not work. Like, you have to put in the reps. Like, this is, we putting in the reps. We talking to you. If you can get any value, we are happy.
Yeah.
Is that we learn from this, we learn a lot. We learn about ourselves because we learn how we can speak, how do we act in front of a camera. Because it's different. Like, I'm always looking away because I don't know where to look.
Yeah.
And we have to be the guys who understands how to act in front of the camera, or how to have a good communication skills, or how to speak English correctly, because our mother language is not English. It's
Yes.
our third language, actually.
Yeah.
And it's different and it's hard, but this is the reps. And in the future, let's say 10 months, we could also hope on Luke Bellman on this podcast. Who knows? Who knows? That's how,
That would be funny as hell. Like, imagine.
I
Imagine.
think this is the goal of the podcast. Let's say
Basically, yeah,
that would be the
having great quality talks with individuals who have achieved great things.
yeah, because
This is a good mission.
the whole thing of a raw talk, because that's the name, is that just talk. Like, if I would have written down everything, it wouldn't be interesting. But in the future, of course, we will have questions. We will come up with things we want to tell, with the values we want to provide. But we will not script down what we want to say. Let's say we have a bullet point or something like that, and we ask a question from each other. Like, let's say the next video, Christopher will talk about, I don't know, let's say the law of gravity, and I will talk about, let's say, the second law of thermodynamics. And with this conversation, he puts in the reps of learning everything, and I put in the reps of learning everything, and I will pull up the questions from him. Like, let's say you learn about this, I have this question about it. So we together learn from each other, and you can learn the two of
Yeah.
this thing.
And we also embody that we are talking about and that we are teaching. Because if you teach something, you will get better at it.
Yeah.
Teaching is the best way to master any domain of life, basically.
So true. I do agree on that, because you can know what you know, but if you can't teach it, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
This bird is so like,
Nature, my boy.
I don't know if the camera hears it.
It does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, if you can't hear this in your own habitat where you live, search it up. Like, please, bro. Like, it is so good to hear.
Move places.
Yeah, touch grass. Touch grass.
Touch grass, definitely. Yeah, I mean, bro, many people do not experience this. Many people, like, we have grown up at villages.
Yeah.
Not big cities. Both of us basically grown up in the forest. And we really, really enjoy this kind of lifestyle where we are surrounded by nature. We are hearing the sound of these birds. We can hear the wind and the water, and like, this is perfect to be connected with nature because it energizes you. We have so many artificial things around us, and everything is designed to keep us enslaved, to manipulate us into being fiat slaves. And no, we don't want to do that. We want to connect with our roots. We want to build businesses. We want to help people, and we want to build good relationships. And that is our mission.
Yeah, and being in nature is one-on-one the best thing for your health. If you feel sad, you have anxiety, like, go out into the nature for a walk. If you have anxiety or something like this, let's say I'm stressing right now about something, about a business which will not work or will not work, I'm stressing. If I go out and listen to this, I'm so chill. I'm connected with nature. And big cities work, yeah, good looking, yeah, great. But it's all man-made. This is not man-made. This food, this forest is not man-made.
Yeah.
And we need to accept the fact that we are all created. And I think if you can be in connection with nature, you can connect with yourself. Like, this is what I think is the most important, that you have to have a good connection with yourself. And I think it all relies in nature. Because from my perspective, we are all created by the Creator, by the God. And this is all created by Him. And if I can have a good connection with nature, I can have a good connection with myself. And for businesses, for money making, for anything, if you hate yourself, you lost. Like, if you can't accept the fact that I'm only, like, I have to live with myself and I hate myself, or I don't like my body, or I don't like anything, I need to change it. But if you have, let's say, the good habits and something is missing, like you're going to the gym every day, you're running, you're eating healthy, you're doing all this stuff, but something is missing, I think it's nature. Because that's where we were created, where we're supposed to be. And I think if you can connect with nature, is the one-on-one for self-improvement. And of course, we can go in more detail, like the grounding.
Yeah.
If you go with barefoot on land, the electrolytes, the energy which comes to you is the energy which your
body needs.
Yeah, because of course we learned about this somewhere from biology. I know that one of our, I think in our mind, to push a thought from point A to point B, we need minus 7.4 millivolts.
70, I think it is 70.
Something like that. And if you go barefoot on the ground, you get that millivolts into your body. Like,
being charged basically by the earth.
Yeah, and there was a guy who just tested it. Like, he had a rubber foot, or I don't know what was it, rubber
A slipper.
Yeah, and he put that to the ground, his barefoot. I don't know, he had a voltmeter.
Yeah.
I don't know where he put it, on his leg or his body. He had that exact number, and when he put on the slipper, it was zero.
Dead, fully dead.
So nature is the important factor for our life, for our health, I think.
It is the best kind of therapy. You don't need to go to a psychiatrist or anyone like that. Like, it's better to sit down with your bro, have a real honest talk in the forest, in the nature. You will solve your problems. You don't need any kind of industrial shit to solve your problem. Just go to a place where you feel like home, where you feel comfortable. And it needs to be nature. You need to connect with nature. And if you had an honest talk with yourself, then go and have a talk with your homie.
Yeah.
And you can figure stuff out. That's what you need. You don't need anyone else or anything else. This is the best kind of therapy.
And for those who think that, I don't have any bro who is similar minded, search for people.
Network, yeah.
Go on Instagram, type in anything you want, interested in, and get someone who is similar or like-minded. Because I'm happy that I met Christopher. Like, it's the one-on-one to our business, to our future. I think without this, we wouldn't be here. Like,
absolutely.
I think if we wouldn't met, neither of us would be at this point.
Position,
yeah, which we are with. Because
very true.
Together we pushed ourselves. We had this mindset of we have to go through, and we pushed each other upwards. It's not that we pulled back ourselves. We pushed up each other. And you have to find people who are like this. You need to have the people who will push you upwards, not the people who say that, bro, don't start that business because it will not work. Go to the university. No, you don't need these people. If you have a dream, follow the dream. And don't listen to what the people are saying. Search for the guys, for the homies, for the bros who are similar-minded, and I think that's literally the game. That's the game.
Yes, yes. So when was the last time that someone asked for a CV or a document or a diploma or anything like that?
Never.
This wasn't the case, and it will never be the case moving forward, because everyone's looking for work experience. But if you are sitting at a fucking university spending 5-6 years of your time there just to get a diploma, and then you are trying to get a job, and the guy who is trying to hire you asks, okay, but how much work experience you have?
Fucking zero.
Zero. Like, I just graduated. Like, how would you expect me to have work experience? Well, internship or anything like that? No, I was spending my time learning academic knowledge that I don't need, because we have AI, which is which is so much better than any kind of medic, if you think about it.
True.
Because they cannot make a mistake if the training data is correct. Like, who would you trust more? The most advanced AI who has all the information of every disease, and it can cure you with 99.9% precision, or a doctor who graduated in 1974 and patients die? Like, which one would you trust? Which one would you trust? Of course, there's no human interaction in an AI, but I would trust the AI more because of the data. It is more logical to trust the AI because it does the work better than any human would ever possibly do it. And that's why you don't need a university. That's why you don't need anything like that. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of time. And I don't know if you heard this, but some universities in the US are trying to incorporate social media marketing into their teachings.
So, bro, please stop. Don't.
And it is so funny. Like, imagine these people are teaching you how to be an influencer on social media, how to be the brand, and they themselves don't have a brand. Like, and then after 3 or 4 years, they give you a paper like, I am qualified to have a social media. I'm qualified to grow pages on Instagram. Like, it's so funny, bro.
Please stop.
It's so funny. It's hilarious.
If you want to a social media presence, start a page, and you can learn from there everything. Like, those people who think that this is the way, I can't agree on you with that. But if you look right now on social media, there's a ton of people who creates content like, yeah, learning all this stuff for the next exam in 3 days. And he's a doctor. He's going to be a doctor. Like, would you believe that person? Like, bro, if you would go to him to cure your problem, would you want to work with him? Like,
Nah.
if you learn everything in 3 days, you know that there is videos like that, like, oh, I have to learn everything for the next exam, and in the last 24 hours, they will hook up the book and will learn it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, the exam, it's good for the exam, but when I'm the patient comes in, is it good for me?
It is a disaster. Also, I have seen this, I don't know if it's true, but at some schools or universities, you can use your computer basically to do the test. And students are using AI to complete the tests, and teachers are using AI to correct those tests. So what's the fucking point of studying? Like, it is a disaster.
Like, universities.
It is a disaster.
And I can't believe that it's worth it. You have to learn, like, it's one of my...
falling apart. The system is falling apart, and
Yeah.
I don't know what will come in the next upcoming years, because we will have some serious, crazy regulations. Like, cash is going to go out of the circulation. You will only have card and crypto. But the problem with crypto is that Binance is buying up the supply of the coins of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the whole premise of creating cryptocurrency was to not have a third party someone. Like, it is peer-to-peer. That was the idea behind it. But if big companies are buying all the supply, then you have to go to them and buy the Bitcoin and buy the crypto from them. And we are back to square one. It is so bad, because if you think about it, the amount of money that they printed out of thin air they can easily buy all of the supply, all of the crypto supply. It is scary. It is scary.
Did you look at the post of how do you say the guy, the president of the USA?
What did he do?
The president of the USA
He stated how much
signature
signs.
signed the something like printing of $120 trillion, something like that. I've seen it from Luke Bemar's private Telegram group.
Yeah.
There he was like, "Do you see the connection?" And he posted a picture with the market cap of Bitcoin, which is 120 trillion. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Hmm,
Interesting.
what do they want to do?"
Yeah, it's crazy. Luckily, there's a lot of Bitcoin held by individuals, so they
Yeah.
cannot fully buy the whole supply, of course. But if you don't want to buy your Bitcoin from Binance or any other place like that, the prices will be ridiculous if you
Yeah.
want to buy it from another individual. Like you have to pay 2, 3, 4, 5 times more to get a few
One.
Bitcoins. It is a disaster.
It's so interesting to see that what we are going through. The CBDC is coming in, the central bank currencies, and just now the government is lying. Like if you look back, there was the Canadian truckers who spoke against the LGBTQ pride movement, and their bank accounts were frozen. Do you see the connection? And you just, if you're not a guy who don't have any, like if you're the guy who just accepts these things, you are the good guy. But if you start to think, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
And
also, I think you have seen this, but in Russia right now, any kind of LGBTQ activity is considered a terrorist movement.
true. That is a good fact. That is good. I want to go to Russia, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that is a good thing to do. I don't know. I can't believe in all these stupid things they are saying. I don't care about it. That's my problem. People can do anything they want. But the whole idea of what the government are telling you is shit. Like, if you believe that the tap water is good, drink it. Your problem. And if you think that these monuments or these movements are the way of expressing yourself, like, yeah, I'm a girl and I'm a boy, I'm in the LGBTQ community and I'm gay and I want to express myself in this way. Bro, please. Like,
basically, the whole idea behind this is to give people, is to give these people a reason to think that their opinion matters, when quite frankly, it does not. But they framed it in such a way that, oh, if you don't find your place in the world, you might just be gay, or you might just, be anything other than straight.
yeah.
And these people start to think, well, that's my opinion. That's what I think. No, it is something that you have been conditioned to think. And that's why your mind is fucked up.
Yeah.
You cannot let these thoughts get into it because it is against your nature. This is the simplest way to figure out if your mind is broken or not. It is against my nature or not. It is against the human nature or not, because it is artificial. If it is conditioned into you, then it's not real. It is the sign of a broken mind. You need to fix that.
And people,
It's bad.
because of these things, that you need to accept these people. Like, if you don't accept these people, you're the bad guy. Your bank accounts will be frozen. I don't know any laws, but these things happen. And this proves that the government can make you think anything. Like, you can accept anything from this point. If you can accept this, the next bullshit they will start to give to you you will accept it because you have the routine, the habit of accepting these things.
Yeah.
And if they say the sky is green and the grass blue, you will accept it because you have this habit of, yeah, I have to accept it. I cannot think. I'm not a thinker. I have to accept these things. And this is what they're trying to do with you. Like make you a people, a guy, anyone who doesn't think, just accepts everything.
Yeah.
And this is what they are trying to do. I don't care if you're gay of anything, don't care. But the government is giving you this, and every company, everything giving you this.
Yeah, that's the problem basically. Like, okay, you have a mental illness or you just don't find your way in life, and the first thing that pops up is that, okay, I might just have different priorities. I might just do this, I might just do that, because that is the narrative that they hear. And they don't know anything else because that is the information that is being pushed to them. And if this sticks to them, if they scroll on Instagram and they see something LGBTQ related, then the algorithm will push more of that kind of videos. It will start indoctrinate you those things. It is bad. It is so bad. Like, geez. It is a disaster. You have to realize this. You have to be intentional with your content consumption.
Of course, content consumption, but we are so happy that in Romania this shit doesn't really exist. Like it's really low.
Yeah.
One in every 1,000 people is like that.
Well, I don't know the statistics, but yeah.
From speaking from top of my head,
Experience.
but in Western countries, like yeah,
Everyone, nearly everyone. There you don't need to count the number of LGBTQ members. You need to count the straight.
yeah,
You need to count the straight people.
so true. And yeah, it's all indoctrination. They want to change your mind. They want you to be a guy who just exists, and they can make you all the way till you die.
I'm curious if these clips sometime in the future will be cut up out of context, like how you know.
I haven't thought about this.
You know, because it happened the same. Like this happened to Andrew Tate.
Yeah,
They were saying this type of shit. It was getting out of context. Those clips started to float on the internet. Like,
should we cut this out?
no, who the fuck cares? Like,
Yeah, that'll.
like who the fuck cares? This is the truth. We don't want to hide the truth,
Yeah,
right?
so
If
true.
they can talk shit about straight people, why can't we talk shit about this whole movement? It is not the people who we are against. It is the mindset. It is the premise that they are pushing. It is the narrative. Like, we don't have problem with these people directly. Like, if you are a gay and you are sitting next to me, I don't care. Like, let it be. There's nothing wrong with it. But the idea, the narrative that they're pushing down your throat, and you are giving your whole existence and your whole identity into this movement, that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, agreed. Like, I don't care what you are, do the stuff you want to do. But the point where the government and every corporation puts you into this position that you need to accept this is the problem. Like, yeah, do what you want, don't care about it, but don't do that I need to accept it. Like, okay, I accept it, but don't do that I have to be the guy like that. Like,
Yeah.
that's the problem of, yeah, you need to be the guy. You need to be this person. You need to be this. You need to be, nah, don't care. Nah, not the type. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Done.
Yeah,
Done.
I don't know if we can say anything right now in this moment.
Work on yourself, work on your habits, and then the fruit will be delicious.
Agreed.
It was a nice talk.
Yeah, agreed on this. Tesho.